Hey there everybody, and welcome to Cosmic Circus Reviews. I'm your host Joshua Ryan. Today we're going to be talking about the highly anticipated HBO series The Last of Us. This is of course a television adaptation of the 2013 video game release, which is considered one of the greatest and most cinematic video games of all time. So this thing has been primed and ready for an adaptation for a while, and it's almost happened a few times, but along the way things kept happening that either canceled or prolonged it. And that's probably for the better, because as we all know, video games have this curse, right? There is the video game adaptation curse, where we haven't really gotten a fantastic, solid video game adaptation from game to TV or game to movie. Some people count Sonic as being, kind of the one that breaks the curse, the one that really elevates things. But honestly, I think we can do better than Sonic, and The Last of Us is here to prove it. Let me let you know that this is, of course, a spoiler-free review. I'm going to be talking vaguely. I'm not going to give away any major plot points. I'm not going to reveal anything. You are safe to watch without having seen this show. Now, as I said, the video game is just already very cinematic. It lends itself to a story being told on screen, so this is really kind of an easy adaptation as long as it's done smartly. It's already there for you. When you play The Last of Us, it's already like watching a movie that you get to be a part of. And that's really how they tackled this for the better, okay? This really does stick to the video game story just significantly. There are direct moments from the video game, direct scenes. There's so much just direct dialogue grabbed right from the game and put into this series. So fans of the game are going to love this, because you're going to see everything that you have played happening on screen the way that you've wanted it to be. So you have Pedro Pascal and Belle Ramsey playing the lead roles here, and they're fantastic. Ramsey as Ellie is absolutely perfect. She captures that kind of obnoxious youthfulness that Ellie is in the video game, and she delivers it to the screen in a perfect way. And then of course you have Pedro Pascal, who we already know is great at playing just kind of a cold, brooding, bad mamma jamma with fighting skills, as we've seen him do many times before, and he does that here very well. But the biggest aspect of these two characters, of Joel and Ellie, is their relationship with each other. And luckily, these two have the chemistry and they have the acting prowess to deliver us that, because without their connection, without the relationship between Ellie and Joel, this series falls apart. That is the driving force of this series, just like it was the driving force of the video game. Joel is cold, he is distant to the world, and then he is forced to develop this relationship with Ellie, kind of a father-daughter relationship, something that he tries not to do, but can't help but fall into, and that becomes his main mission in life. Now, Ellie pretty much makes life worth living for him again, and now he has something to protect, something he has to protect, and that's done absolutely fantastically here in the show. There are a couple of aspects that the show really does change up, but I mean really just a couple. This is a almost straight up adaptation of the game. There's a character of Bill who is portrayed very differently in the series than he was in the video game, but honestly it's kind of a small part, and I think that the transition that they make for the show is honestly for the better. The story flows extremely well. Okay, these are, let me tell you how long we're looking at here. The first episode is like an hour and a half long. You're pretty much getting a movie with your very first episode, and then from that point moving forward, they're all around 40 minutes to an hour. So we got 9 episodes, all averaging around an hour, with the premiere being a little bit longer. So we have plenty to watch here. There's a lot to get through, and all of it's good. There weren't really any episodes that I was like, man, this episode's no good. But there are about 2 episodes that really step away from the mainline story. And they're like, let me tell you this kind of side story off to the side. And for some people, that might kind of kill the momentum. That really might kind of take you out of it. But if you think that you can endure that and just stay in it week after week, it's no big deal. The episodes that step away and tell us different stories, those stories are good. Those stories are engaging, and they are connected and related to the mainline story. They're just kind of like little subplots. Everything else is just Joel and Ellie, just like in the video game, moving through, trying to survive, trying to get her to the Fireflies. So if you haven't played the video game, if you're not familiar with the story of The Last of Us, first of all, what are you doing? Let's go. Go play this game. It really is that good. But the plot here is that this is post-apocalyptic, okay? Fungi have taken over the world. Fungus are turning everybody into zombies. They click about. Some of them are blind. Some of them are huge. But they're all scary, okay? Everything here is terrifying. So this is like, 20 years post-apocalypse, somewhere around there. Joel is just kind of grunging his way through life. He's just kind of working. As with all post-apocalyptic things here, you got governments kind of controlling areas. You have people being just as scary and just as dangerous as monsters, okay? That's kind of a cliche of the post-apocalyptic, but they do it good here, okay? This is good. So the plot is Fireflies are these sort of bandits. They're rebels on the outside trying to take down the totalitarian government and free the people, okay? Free the people to go be with fungi monsters, whatever. But there is this girl that they're like, hey, Joel, you are a smuggler. You get things to places. We need you to get this thing, Ellie, to this place. They don't tell him why, and I'm not going to reveal why here so that you can experience it in the show, but that's it. He's like, I don't smuggle people. And they're like, oh, you're going to smuggle this person because we're going to give you all this stuff that you need. We're going to pay you real good. So he ends up trying to smuggle Ellie across enemy lines. They encounter people, they encounter the military, and they encounter monsters. There is a lot of solid action in this show, but if you played the game, you know that this is more about the characters. This is more a story about Joel and Ellie than anything, but don't go thinking that that means this is going to be light on action. It's not. There is some solid action, and Pedro Pascal is just so good at it. Who doesn't love seeing Pedro Pascal just punching a zombie in the face or even just shooting monsters? This is what this dude was born to do, and here we get to see his face while he does it, okay? Fans of The Mandalorian, of course, know we don't get to see Joel grunting. We don't get to see Pedro Pascal's face grunting and griming when he's beating things up. Now we do. It's a win-win for everybody. All in all, this is a win for video game adaptations. This is by and far the best video game adaptation we've ever gotten. Okay, like ever since, Super Mario Brothers was adapted way back in the day with the weird Koopa and the weird mushroom people and the things that was not the video game at all, right? This was not the video game. Ever since that moment, video games have had this curse lingering over them where they keep trying to break out of it. This breaks the curse, okay? Sonic is good. Sonic is whatever. This is like legit great television. HBO is the perfect place to release this because HBO is known for their fantastic television, and The Last of Us fits right in with it. It's not a perfect series by any means. I don't think that this is going to be at the top of anybody's list for the greatest series of all time, but it is #1 on the list for the greatest video game adaptation. This is a solid 8 out of 10. Maybe a 9 out of 10, somewhere within that range. I'll put it somewhere within that range. Let's go 8.5. 8.5 out of 10, final rating for The Last of Us. If you're a fan of the game, you're going to love it, and if you have never played the game, you're going to love it as well. That's what's so good about it. It's true to the video game, so the video game fans will be excited, but you don't have to have played the video game, okay? This is going to be a good story all around for anybody involved. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I hope you enjoy The Last of Us. Be sure to get back with us. Let us know what you thought of it after you've seen it. I'll see you next time.